Imagine going from living a quiet, almost invisible life to suddenly having the world's eyes glued to you, following your every move. This is exactly the story of Jamal Roberts, a name that has become synonymous with luxury, fame, and the kind of lifestyle most people only dream about. But behind the glitz and the flashing cameras lies a story that few know, one of ambition, cunning, and a relentless drive that turned a regular life into a spectacle of extravagance. Jamal wasn't born with a silver spoon. His early years were marked by normalcy, even struggle. Friends and neighbors recall a young man with big dreams, a charm that drew people in, and a work ethic that couldn't be ignored. While many of his peers were content with ordinary jobs and predictable routines, Jamal had something different in mind. He wanted not just success but influence. He wanted to craft a life that others would envy, and eventually he did exactly that. The turning point came when Jamal stepped into the world of reality TV. At first, it was just another audition, another chance among hundreds of hopefuls. But there was something magnetic about him. Producers noticed his ability to captivate an audience, not just with what he said, but with the way he carried himself. There was a confidence, almost an aura, that seemed larger than life. And when the cameras started rolling, Jamal became unstoppable. Viewers didn't just watch him. They were drawn into his world, fascinated by the way he turned ordinary moments into captivating drama. But fame didn't happen overnight. Behind the cameras, Jamal spent countless hours networking, studying the entertainment industry, and learning the unspoken rules of reality stardom. He knew that in this world, image was everything. Every outfit, every social media post, every public appearance had to reinforce a persona of wealth, influence, and charisma. And while some criticized him for being calculated, others admired his sharp instincts. Jamal understood that the game wasn't just about being on TV. It was about creating a brand, a lifestyle, and a narrative that people would follow obsessively. Soon, the lifestyle came to match the image. From luxury cars to designer wardrobes, private events to exotic vacations, Jamal didn't just live in the lap of luxury. He became a symbol of it. But what made his story even more compelling wasn't just the wealth. It was the journey. Viewers weren't just curious about his mansion or his flashy possessions. They wanted to know how a once ordinary man transformed himself into a figure who seemed untouchable, almost mythical in the realm of reality television. And yet, even as the cameras captured his rise, there were whispers, subtle hints that all was not as perfect as it seemed. Friends, insiders, and even fans sensed layers beneath the glimmering exterior, stories that might never fully reach the public eye. It is in these unseen moments, the tension, the ambition, the silent struggles, that the real Jamal Roberts emerges. A man driven not just by desire for fame, but by the unyielding need to control his destiny in a world where image can make or break you. Step into Jamal Roberts' world, and it's like entering a realm where ordinary rules no longer apply. The man who once walked the streets unnoticed now commands a lifestyle that seems pulled straight from the pages of a luxury magazine. His homes alone are jaw-dropping, a portfolio of properties scattered across the country, each one more opulent than the last. From sprawling mansions with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking private lakes, to penthouses that pierce the skyline of the city, Jamal doesn't just live. He makes a statement. Every room, every chandelier, every custom-made detail screams wealth, influence, and an almost obsessive taste for perfection. But it's not just about the homes. Jamal's fleet of vehicles has become almost legendary among fans and insiders alike. Picture this. Sleek Lamborghinis parked alongside rare Ferraris, armored SUVs that blend security with style, and limited edition vintage cars that could easily be museum pieces. Every car tells a story, not just of money, but of ambition, a careful curation of symbols meant to reinforce the narrative of Jamal as someone who has not only arrived but dominates in every arena. Driving one of his cars isn't merely transportation. It's an announcement, a declaration of power and prestige. And then there's the air travel, because when Jamal Roberts moves, he doesn't just move on roads, he moves through the skies. Private jets, both owned and chartered, allow him to appear wherever he wants, whenever he wants, in complete privacy. Industry insiders whisper about the extravagant details. Personalized interiors, gourmet chefs on board, and staff trained to anticipate his every need. His jets aren't just a means to get from point A to point B. They're a mobile sanctuary, a floating palace where every flight reinforces the aura of untouchable luxury. For Jamal, flying commercial is a concept that feels alien, almost beneath him. Every journey in the air becomes a visual spectacle, a signal to the world that he is living life at the very top. But living this way doesn't come without its pressures. Maintaining multiple properties, managing fleets of vehicles, and coordinating travel logistics requires a team, a network of loyal staff who understand the high stakes of the world Jamal inhabits. Every home must be pristine, every car perfectly maintained, every flight flawlessly executed. And Jamal doesn't settle for mediocrity. Every detail must reflect the lifestyle he has painstakingly built. The weight of perfection is heavy, but he carries it like a crown, a visible symbol of everything he's achieved and everything he refuses to compromise on. The allure of his lifestyle goes beyond materialism. It's aspirational, intoxicating, and even a little dangerous. Fans watch in awe, sometimes in disbelief, as Jamal moves effortlessly between yachts, mansions, and penthouses. Social media amplifies it, turning every photo of him stepping out of a golden car or descending from a private jet into a viral moment. It's a lifestyle meticulously crafted to captivate, to inspire envy, and to maintain a grip on the spotlight that he fought so hard to claim. Yet, behind the doors of these luxurious homes, behind the gloss of his jet-set life, there are hints of the pressures and shadows that come with extreme wealth. Every extravagance carries expectations, scrutiny, and whispers of secrets that the public can only imagine. For Jamal Roberts, luxury is not just living. It's performing, maintaining an image that must never falter, and keeping the world fascinated, even when the cameras aren't rolling. As the cameras fade and the spotlight dims, one thing becomes clear. Jamal Roberts is more than just a reality TV star. He is a master of crafting a world that most of us can only imagine. His rise from obscurity to fame, the jaw-dropping homes, the exotic cars, the private jets, and the endless parties are all pieces of a carefully built empire. One that mixes ambition, charisma, and a relentless drive for perfection. But behind the glamour, behind the flashing lights, lies the truth that luxury comes with its own pressures, its own shadows, and secrets that even the most devoted fans may never uncover. Whether admired, envied, or questioned, Jamal has shown that fame and fortune are only the surface of a far deeper story. A story of a man who refused to stay ordinary and decided instead to become unforgettable. His life reminds us that in the world of reality TV, image is power, and those who control it can shape reality itself. And as we watch Jamal Roberts today, we can't help but wonder, what new heights will he reach next? What will his next move be in a world where luxury, mystery, and fame collide? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. He will make sure the world is watching every step of the way.